Post these links.
That's
But
crazy.
but that's over the course of over a decade. So
All right, all right. Hey guys, Admiral Black here with another Nerdom podcast. Today with me, I got Soma and my boy Clay here. You guys can go ahead and introduce yourselves if you want to.
What's going on, guys? It's Izzy from the Uzumaki clan. I changed my channel's name because I was like, let me try to make it kind of simpler. Because Yama Uzumaki was like, okay, maybe not a lot of people might memorize it, but this might catch people's minds when they hear the name.
Okay. Hey,
and
Zombie.
I'm Clay. I like comics. That's it. I run the comic corner. I like comics, anime, movies, games. So check my channel out if you're into that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you should. I'll have everybody's channels down in the description below also. I'll probably have to put it in after this podcast because I forgot to do it before. This is John. For those of you who don't know, this is John Princeton right here. He also has a YouTube channel, Princeton Production. Be sure to check him out. He talk about anime and shit.
So
Are you gonna say something?
AKA the king of
Took
one,
something else
two, three,
to plug in my
AKA
channel.
the king of DC,
It kind of took it over.
AKA the king of creating,
Hey,
you
that
got your own comic book, right? You making, right?
Look, it's all talking to you, bro. You just walk away.
Hmm.
Oh, you gotta change his hat real quick.
Gotta change
Okay,
my hat,
okay.
boy.
Here we
What
go.
up,
good?
boy?
What up?
Like that hat, bro? Finna get it
that
too.
that hat game on point.
You know, bro. I'll be hopping in though very soon. I gotta do some stuff. So
All right.
I ain't gonna be here on my phone though. So if things get heated though, I ain't gonna jump in though, cause talking about DC, it's like my birthright. So
Oh, then you have to get in here.
Yeah, he'll be in here in a little bit. I got some other people trying to jump in later as well. But let's get into it. All right, guys. Today, as you know, the Nerdom podcast really talk about anything you guys want to. Before we jump into DC, because that's something that I really wanted to talk about was DC, especially with all the things going on. I mean, I just finished Supergirl yesterday, completely. I've been catching up with some shows, so I wanted to talk DC with all of you guys. But before you guys talk about that, is there anything that you guys are like really excited for in either gaming, anime, uh, movies, comics, anything you guys are excited about and just want to kind of talk about a little bit before we jump into the whole superhero aspect of the live stream?
Uh, Mafia 3. Can't wait for that.
Oh, really?
I can't wait for finals to be over so I can play some Dark Souls. I have it on my computer.
Mm-hmm.
It's sitting there. I'm like looking at it.
Did you get it
I
from
get so
Steam?
sad. Yeah.
Okay.
I
See,
I
I
get so
stopped.
sad.
I stopped buying games on Steam because every time I buy a game on Steam, we have this problem where it like doesn't want to connect to the internet very well, and like if there's any type of co-op play or online play, it's like very it's not that good as it would be playing on like an Xbox or a PlayStation.
Personally,
Um,
I like to get the discs because I guess I'm just old school like that, but
Hmm.
it
Well,
just
you can
feels
trade
good
in
to have
discs
the
too.
original copy. Because, like, if maybe something happens to your system and it gets messed up, it could wipe out your online database. So at least you can have a hard copy as a backup.
Mm, I see that Batman. See, my problem is my Xbox just stopped reading disc, and I've been too lazy to either to look up a solution for it. So I just played on John's Xbox, because we have two Xbox Ones, so we co-op together. So it's definitely an inconvenience either way. If you lose all your data or if your shit just stopped reading disc like mine did, it's kind of an inconvenience. I like Steam. I like the concept of Steam a lot. It's just
But
the fuck. What are you doing? What are you doing?
just doing stretches before the stream.
The stream started.
I know. I just before I come in, I'm like the main event.
Oh, okay, whatever. But yeah, I like the concept of Steam, but I just don't like the connectivity because a lot of the games are also ported on Steam, and it's just like I just had some kind of bad experiences with it. Yeah, like Pirate Warriors. Don't even get me started with that shit.
we might get another Batman Arkham Knight.
oh, really? I'm excited.
No, I mean as in a disaster level like Batman Arkham Knight on PC. It was freaking awful.
Because it was ported. They ported the game, right?
They hired someone else to port it.
Yeah.
instead of doing it themselves. And 10 months later, they still haven't completely fixed it, and it's terrible to look at.
Yeah, that's a problem that we have with a lot of these games.
I heard the first Assassin's Creed movie was showed to a bunch of people in Comic Con, some kind of convention. I can't remember what it was called. Was it? I don't think it was Comic Con though, but it was like one of those conventions.
Yeah.
They released the first Assassin's Creed movie trailer, and they were saying it's pretty amazing. It's the one with what's the actor's name? The one who plays Magneto in X Men.
I don't know his name. I don't know his
Man,
acting
what's
name.
his name again?
Is that confirmed? Like, is that a confirmed
Yeah, it's
thing?
confirmed. They already have a trailer and everything, but it's not released to the public. Just for those people who appeared in the convention.
Michael Fassbender, is
Yeah,
that?
Michael Fassbender. That's who I was talking about. Yeah, I'm hearing great things about it, and that's good because there's not a lot of good um video game movies that have been out. I mean, all there is pretty much is like I guess Mortal Kombat from back in the days, but apart from that, the other ones have sucked. You know.
I mean, they're
Hey,
bringing
Sophie,
out.
wait, hold up. Sophie, you were gonna say something like a few minutes ago, weren't
Oh
you?
no.
What were you gonna say?
No. When you said, is there anything you guys want to talk about? I was going to talk about the NX news and Zelda stuff that happened
Oh, yeah,
earlier.
yeah. What do you think about that?
I made a video on my Facebook about it. So like, it's kind of I go both ways. It's like positive and negative. Like
Hmm.
I'm happy that we finally have a release date for the NX, but I'm so upset that it's next year. And
Yeah.
now this year we have nothing for the Wii U.
Well, that's like the
Wait,
thing.
wait, that's next year?
Yeah,
It
they're
got pushed
waiting
back.
till next year. And
No,
another problem is that um, Legend of Zelda Wii U got pushed back again till next year
Yeah,
to release with
look
the NX.
and
They're
look at
doing the
what we
same thing
have
they did with
here.
Twilight Princess.
Yeah, we have no games this holiday season for the Wii U. Nothing.
Yeah. Well, they might announce some games though. They might announce something new, but I'm not sure what they're gonna do. I think it's something that we all have to wait for to hear the news about at the Nintendo conference that they're gonna have. But other than that, like I have no fucking clue what Nintendo's gonna do game wise
I
to
mean, at
last
least
us
we
until
have
next
Sun and
year.
Moon for 3DS. But
Yeah.
Wii U wise, I guess we have Paper Mario, but like I'm
Yeah.
not a Paper Mario fan, so
Although John made a good point. He's like, yeah, we're not getting games. We're getting two mobile games. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not happy with Nintendo going mobile games.
You know, because Mitomo's so fun to fucking use.
I mean, Mitomo, it's fun, but I haven't played it much.
I
Like,
haven't even downloaded that. I just don't
yeah,
care.
yeah, I don't want them to go to the mobile route because I saw beta testing for Pokemon Go and it sucked. It was nothing like the trailers. It was nothing like they advertised it would be. It's horrible. And I'm like, that's if that's what Nintendo's gonna be giving us in mobile games, I don't want it.
I mean, I want to see footage of this Animal Crossing Fire Emblem that they have planned for mobile, but like I don't know, like how. Oh, did you see the new footage on Pokemon Go, by the way?
Yeah, I did. That's what I'm saying. It's really bad.
Yeah, it looks horrible. Like I don't want to get it. Like there's like no battling involved. It's just walking around throwing master balls, catching anything you see.
Mm-hmm.
That's that's not fun. Like
Yeah, I agree. They had some where they showed off the trainers and like the customization that they can have and them walking. And it's like when you walk in real life, then and you encounter a Pokemon, then a little image comes up on your phone, and then you move your phone around just to catch it. But
uh,
it's not it's nothing like they portrayed. And I feel like Nintendo's gonna have to do something, man. There's no way that I mean it's Nintendo. They can bomb for years, for the next 3 years, and still have a lot of money and be
yeah.
able to produce something great. But as for right now, their fans are kind of like a little unsettled, and I feel like they need to do something to kind of fix that. So hopefully they give us something good. Hopefully they give us a new game. But I
Yeah.
have no idea what the
Like I
fuck they're gonna
haven't played
do.
my Wii U for like the past 3 months. I haven't played that thing since like December.
No, we
4 months.
don't. We
Like
don't. We don't play.
yeah, because there's
I
like
don't know.
nothing to play on it.
Yeah, I agree. What was
Honestly, the
that?
only thing. Sorry, that was
Mr.
me coughing.
What's good?
What was that? I saw that wild wind shuriken you just typed.
I was just bored, man. I was just like, throwing some, some ninja techniques or something.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Anime wise, did you guys watch that latest Dragon Ball Super episode?
Yup.
It's pretty dope.
Oh yeah, that's right, Clay. You watch. First of all, are you cool me calling you Clay? Because I called you that
Yeah,
one time.
like people know my name already.
Okay, okay. I'm just making sure.
I'm a Twitter meme at this point. That's not even a joke.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good. I'm gonna call you Clay then. Okay, so I already got his almost take on this. How do you feel about Dragon Ball Z Super?
I'm still not caught up. I'm like on episode 19, 20.
I think it's amazing, absolutely phenomenal.
Hmm.
They did a fantastic job because I never thought they would have anything new to show us.
Yeah.
I thought after Dragon Ball Z that'd be it, but they actually found a creative way to show us some new stuff that still keeps us engaged with the anime in general.
Honestly, I was bored with it up until the what's it called? The the current arc.
Yeah. I
What?
think
Look,
that,
Raiden just wrote that Dragon Ball Z Super is boring. What's boring about it, Raiden? What did you like?
It's so slow.
You think so? It's
It,
slow.
it took them 6 months to get to, well, something worth looking at.
Well, see, my problem with it was that they did it almost the same as the movie. If I watch the movie, I don't want to watch X amount of episodes of the anime showing the exact same thing. You know, that was my biggest deal. That's honestly the reason why I didn't start watching Super when it first came out. Now I'm starting to watch it and I'm starting kind of to get caught up, but I'm not caught up yet. But I'm watching just to see what the hype is about because I saw the last few episodes and it was hype. It was mad hype the last few episodes. And
Hey,
hey, what's up, Jordan? How you doing, man?
sorry man, I'm late. I was it was my first day at my new job, and I got caught up in some stuff.
Oh,
But,
really? What job? What kind of job are you working?
so it's this company called O2E Brands. It's a Canadian company. I'm just running the sales department in the office. So I go to the office and I handle their sales and stuff like that.
Oh, you're a
It's
sauce.
more exciting than it sounds. Way more exciting than it sounds.
Okay.
what's that wallpaper behind you on the side?
It's Black Butler.
Oh, okay. That's what's
I
up.
got
That,
got a JoJo ball scroll over there, but it's like.
I love Black Butler. It's amazing.
I hear a lot about that show.
Yeah,
I
it's
stumbled
got its ups and downs.
Yeah. I
So
just
basically, Jordan,
stumbled upon it, but
Jordan, I was just asking everybody, is there anything that they wanted to talk about, anime, gaming, movie, anything like that wise, before we start talking about DC?
Is anybody watching part 4 of JoJo?
Yes.
How good is that? Oh,
Right?
Hold on, wait, hold on.
so
Let's
good.
take a second to see how excited Clay sounded about that.
I have been waiting for so long.
Like,
I've
man, I can't wait till part 7 gets animated. It'll take like 20 years, but I'm so excited because part 7 is the best part of the manga, so that's gonna blow my mind when it's animated.
And just one of the earlier episodes where that guy had his stand inside Josuke's mom, and he was so calm just getting it out.
Man, Josuke is the best JoJo out of all of them, hands down. He's
So, okay, if you guys can describe this anime for me, how would you describe it?
poses, lots of posing. That's
It's
I have a question.
even pose.
I have a question about JoJo's Bizarre Adventures because I was researching it because I want to watch it. The characters look kind of, what's the word? Are they gay or?
No, it's supposed to be a joke.
Oh, okay.
the thing about JoJo is that the more you pose, the faster your opponent dies. That's just kind of the rule.
Like the creator was inspired by Fist of the North Star, and he likes making fun of it every once in a while.
Okay.
Hmm.
Because I noticed a lot of the characters wear like lipstick and nail polish and all that stuff, and you just
Well, it follows a lot of Japanese fashion trends. Like, there's actually a Louis Vuitton clothing brand based off of JoJo.
Oh,
So,
wow.
like,
Oh, Jesus. Wow.
it's a very fashionable series.
they look like gay fashion models. Because I was like, okay, what is this anime about? I was kind of confused because I played the demo for the game on PS3 and I enjoyed it. because it was kind of similar to Hunter x Hunter with the stands. They kind of like have stands or whatever. I
JoJo came out way before Hunter x Hunter, man.
So if you
yeah,
guys could like compare it to any
that-
of the other animes that are out, what would you compare it to?
The thing about JoJo is that there's nothing else really like it. You know, it's
That's bizarre.
there's I can't really there's nothing really to compare it to aside from like Fist of the North Star because it's just it's such a it's its own beast. It's been a huge thing in Japan since the 80s. It's been a huge series. Uh, it's got some of the best fight scenes I've ever seen in any series. It's got some of the weirdest superpowers. Like one guy's power to like take the friction out of things and like use it as a weapon. It's just such a weird idea.
So guys, we got a special guest here on today's episode of Nerdom Podcast. He is the one. He is the only El Pollo Loco. Would you come out here for a second? Introduce yourself to everybody.
Jesus Christ.
How you doing?
Lucha, lucha.
Can I ask you some questions, or
Did
are
you
you
just
down
say
to speak?
mucha
or-
lucha?
See, see, see.
Yeah.
Okay. Where do you come from?
It's right there, Mexico.
Okay. I heard Mexico. I think he comes from Mexico. My second question is, how'd you get in my house?
Say it in Spanish.
He just left. Okay, I think that's all we're gonna get of El Pollo Loco tonight. Maybe he'll show up later. There's a lot of people just sneaking to my house. We might even see some Cletus later. If he likes to sneak in. All right, guys.
Pollo Loco.
There's some dude in a chicken outfit just ran out.
You didn't stop him?
He said something about chicken tenders. I don't know. He spoke Spanish only. So.
You speak Spanish. You didn't know what he was saying?
Huh?
You didn't know what he was saying?
Bitch, just because I'm Spanish don't mean I listen to other people's conversations.
Okay, guys. Let's see, John. Is there anything you want to talk about NX wise? Anything like that you want to touch on?
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Is there anything that you want to talk about on NX, Pokemon NX news?
Yeah. Let me get the chair.
Okay. Yeah, I know John's very vocal about his Wii U. He don't play that shit.
Oh yeah, I saw his post on Planet Nerdom about the Wii U.
All right. I'm gonna make this real quick. First of all, I've been an avid Nintendo player since I was basically born. I used to grab my mom's controllers and slam them against the floor and get mad because then I can't actually play games. I have gotten every single Nintendo system since this came out. I'm a Nintendo fanboy. I'll say it. But the Wii U, right? It's very special. The Wii U, it's like, all the prototypes before Mewtwo that died and nobody gave a fuck about?
Yes.
That's what the Wii U is. The Wii U are all the experiments, right? Like, any of you guys watch, read the new Naruto manga, the one with the Mitsuki or whatever? Mitsuki
Yeah.
or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, all those experiments that failed, that's what the Wii U is. It is just horrible. There is a couple good games, though. Everybody's argument today is like, oh, John, well, what about Splatoon? What about Smash? What about Mario Kart 8? And I'm like, yeah, that's like 3 games, though. Like,
Yeah, and they're kind of old now.
every other system.
And let's be honest
got a
here,
question.
Melee on GameCube is way better than Smash on Wii U. So
Yeah, I agree.
I got a question for you.
What's up?
Did you ever get the Virtual Boy?
Yes, actually.
hell yes.
Finally, I'm not alone in this world.
Wario World on Virtual Boy Real Talk is like actually so dope.
Yeah, it really is. But like, and here's my thing with the Wii U is, I got it even though at first I read that, oh shit, I was like, oh, well, people like to throw shades at Nintendo, so I'm going to get it and test it out for myself. It came out when I got it. It came out with that Miiland or Resort. I was like, okay.
Nintendo Land.
Oh yeah.
Nintendo Land. I was like,
Yeah,
oh
yeah.
okay, it's not my game. I'm still gonna play it, whatever.
I think the regular Wii
That was
came
horrible.
out with the Wii Resort.
No, the original Wii came out with Wii Sports,
Wii
Yeah.
Sports, but
which was fun
then
at
they
the
came
time.
out with Wii Resorts afterwards, right? That was
Which
it.
no, the Wii U came out with Wii Sports.
Okay, I'm one of them.
And now Wii Sports was cool at its time when it came out. The Mii thing, it was new, it was cool.
I didn't like it.
Now with the new technology we have, it's too childish for me. So I still gave it a chance. It came out with then the first big game we got was Pikmin 3. To me, that was it. Pikmin 3 is the only reason that I can say I probably own a Wii U.
Yeah.
Pokken Fighter, it was too much hype. I got the
Bombs.
game. It's horrible. Not enough characters. It's not actually not bad. It's just not enough characters. Too much hype for a game that was already completed because you don't unlock anything but bitch ass Mewtwo that nobody uses.
Hmm.
Pokemon Type Wild was better than Pokken.
Yeah.
Type Wild was so good, and it's a fan-made game, but it's like, oh,
Then you have, of course, uh, Smash Brothers. Smash Brothers is okay. It's okay. It's not the best Nintendo game so far. It is pretty decent. Like Jordan said, Melee's way better, way better. I'll go as far as saying Brawl was better than
I like Brawl.
4. Of course, you have Mario Kart 8. Mario Kart 8 is actually good. But when we talk about Sony or we're talking about Microsoft, I can name you at least 20 games that are good for the system that I can remember. But when you think of Wii U, you don't think of any good games because Hyrule Warriors was a decent game, but it wasn't a great game. And now finding out that there's going to be the whole NX bullshit where we're getting even farther now when first we were told it was going to be in November, and then now we found out that the Zelda game's coming out in fucking March now, along with launching with the NX. I'm like, so we're going to get a game, right, that is for NX, and they're just going to port it for. Obviously, this lets us know. The only good thing I got from this was, well, if the game's already for the Wii U, then that means the NX has to have a tablet controller. That's the only thing I got from this.
Well, they said they're gonna have some kind of controller with the screen, so they're probably just gonna like.
Yeah, but that can mean a lot of things. That can actually mean. That's
Honestly, for my Wii U was a gift, and the only things I was looking forward to was Smash and The Legend of Zelda. And I've got Smash, but now The Legend of Zelda is not coming out this year.
Yeah.
So I'm really disappointed.
It's funny because I was in playing Nerdom and I told people like, yeah, don't buy Wii U, just do drugs instead. 'Cause you will get a better time from doing drugs than you would from buying a Wii U. I'm being dead honest.
Well,
right
I feel bad for anybody like that bought a Wii U for Christmas, for their kids or for themselves.
Yeah.
You know, like, what the fuck are they gonna play?
I think the best part to say it is like I'm gonna tell you what each of these consoles are. The Xbox is that one hot girl that won't shut the fuck up, but she's really fun, so you kind of put up with it. You have Sony, which is that cute Asian girl. You love her. You know you don't have stands for her. And then the Wii U's that fat, white, trash, nasty. Nobody wants anything to do with it. That's what the Wii U is.
the girl who walks around wearing cat ears in school and shit. Like,
Yeah.
we all knew that one girl. We all did.
But yeah, like and I really do hope though, and I did say this when I was talking to some of my friends. I hope the NX actually changes the game. Like Nintendo does have a thing where they do change the game. I think the Wii was revolutionary. The Wii U was just trash.
It was just
It was hot garbage.
yeah. It wasn't anything new. It was barely anything new.
Yeah. So I really do hope that with the NX we get something that's revolutionary again, something new. I know they're trying to make it compatible with phones and some shit like that. I've been trying to reading on it. I'm like, that's cool, but my phone already fucking dies so easily because I listen to music, I play games, I watch porn on it, I'm constantly reading articles on it, so there's no need for me to connect yet something else to my phone. So that's a little downfall. It sounds like it's cool, but it's actually not.
They're gonna have to come out with their own like charging station for your phone.
Yeah, that's
You put it on there.
That
I
would
like
give
the
me.
way you just glanced over the fact that you just said you watched porn on it.
Right? I'm not the only one that caught on.
I love it because like everybody's reaction was
Watch
amazing.
porn on it? Oh, okay.
Everybody's reaction
You know
was
the
like
funny
amazing.
part?
What?
I hang out with you so much that like I didn't catch that. He says dumb shit like that
Also,
all the time.
how do you guys feel about the mobile games for
Everybody want no
mobile
fucking
Fire
mobile
Emblem
games.
and Animal Crossing? I was very
Man.
vocal about Animal Crossing on Twitter, but I have not said shit about Fire Emblem yet. So.
Well, it depends
Fire
on
Emblem
you.
is dying, and it makes me so sad. Like, one of my favorite series is just going to shit, and it makes me so mad. Like, you ever played, like, Path of Radiance on the GameCube? That game is, like, Fire Emblem's peak.
Yeah.
And it's been going down since. Like,
Yeah.
I swear to God, this mobile game is the nail in the coffin. Like, I'm done. I am so done.
Honestly, I can't stand mobile games. Not anymore.
Yeah.
Like I've noticed that recently it just means that there's going to be microtransactions.
Thank you. Yeah. See, that's what I think. That's why I'm mad about Animal Crossing, because I'm like, man, I worked my ass off to get belt. I used to wake up at 3 in the goddamn morning to play Animal Crossing because one of my friends was from Europe, and we tried to connect our gates, so I can go over there and get some money. And I'm like, now I have to spend real money to buy shit from Tom Nook's. That's
Yeah.
what, and you know Nintendo's gonna capitalize on that. Also, I don't see Nintendo doing any content for the phone that's high quality. Like I don't think they're gonna put the same what would you call it?
Attention.
No. The same programmers, I guess you can say, or game directors that they use on New Leaf or
No,
Nintendo.
they're gonna use it like an experiment.
Yeah.
They're gonna be like,
have
let's see
you, have
how
you
it
guys
goes.
have you guys seen the beta for Pokemon Go yet?
No, not me.
Oh my
I've
god.
It was disappointing, to say the least.
Yo, that thing is
Oh,
so
extremely,
sad. Look,
extremely sad.
the beta looks like something that Admiral can do on Premiere. Like it looks like if we give Admiral here like 3 hours, he could probably come out with something that's better than Pokemon Go on After Effects.
Yeah, it was
no,
horrible.
Like no lie, and it looks so bad. I'll link it to you guys in a second.
I was telling him about it. It's nothing like the trailers or
Yeah.
anything that they talked about or showed.
So
It's just completely different.
after I saw that, now I'm kind of convinced that what's it called? The 2 mobile games are gonna be trash. Now, like I'm with Jordan when I say that I love Fire Emblem and Fire Emblem is dying. Okay? I don't see an online mobile game bringing it to life. It's not gonna do it justice because I think they're gonna water it down for the average, for the average person who doesn't play.
Yeah.
It just makes me sad. It's like, pay $5 to unlock Marth. Like, man.
Yeah. Oh, and I said this to Josh Thomas today. I was like, God forbid that they do the whole thing where they make amiibo cards and amiibos like compatible with the phone. Oh my god, because all Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival is.
I don't mean to interrupt. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. I'm just on my phone, so I don't know. I'm trying
Okay, there's like a big
Humming noise.
humming sound. Yeah, when you
Oh.
talk.
I thought that was a mosquito in my room.
to. I'm trying to figure out if I can get away with doing this or if I have to look at my laptop. I don't really want to.
I think you might have to get your
Yeah,
laptop
'cause
because
the
the humming.
humming's
It's
pretty
every time you
bad.
talk, like it gets louder.
Hold on.
But yeah, that's my thoughts. I'm not very happy about the mobile game. I'm gonna fucking get them. I mean, if they're free, I'm gonna get them. If I have to pay for a shitty game, I'm definitely not gonna get it.
I love your hat, by the way, but is it still doing it?
No,
Yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah.
Is it still buzzing or no?
Oh,
No, I don't hear anything right now.
wish
Was it
Just
my
like-
headphones?
like-
Were my
I have no
headphones
idea.
possibly doing that? I
I
don't
have
know.
no idea. It was just like a humming sound every time you
Mine
talk.
now.
It's good now, though?
Yeah,
We're
you're
good?
Gucci, bro. You're Gucci.
Alright.
Yeah, no, if the games are free, I'll get them. If I have to, even if I have to pay $1 to get them, I will not fucking get them. Just out of principle, because I'm like, I do support Nintendo, and Nintendo.
It could have been a console game.
Yeah, it could have been a console game, honestly.
If they wanted to be mobile, I don't understand why they're doing phone mobile games when they have their handheld market is so good. Like
Yeah.
their 3DS is so good.
Uh-huh.
Why do you need to put a game on a phone?
Also, why?
Well, think about it like this, though. The mobile gaming market literally just prints money. Like, it's unbelievable. Look at Candy Crush. That game, how much money were they making a day? Like 100 million or something like that? It was like ridiculous.
Yeah.
Well,
So
here's
they
one of my
want
biggest
in on
things.
that.
One of my biggest things, you have somebody like Boris. Today on Twitter, he wrote about how he's like, oh, now we can have Animal Crossing communities. I'm like, motherfucker, we have that already. We have a community for Animal Crossing, and mobile games not gonna fix that. And mobile games gonna make that even worse.
Yeah.
Oh, Bailey, what's up?
Hey, Bailey. What was that?
What?
Just so I'm not insane. I'm not the only person that heard that, right?
Yeah, I think Bailey, leave and come back in.
Yeah, like you sound like a chipmunk right now.
Yeah.
Somebody talking?
That was like a dolphin laugh. That was awesome.
Now,
Yo,
before
did
before
you-
we get, go ahead.
Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say some dumb shit. So.
I just want to know what are we talking about exactly? I know you guys are talking about Nintendo, but are we gonna do DC stuff or?
Yeah.
I was just letting everybody get their voices and opinions on about some other stuff.
Bailey, you good now?
Am I?
Oh,
Yep.
darn, no. Oh. I'm just kidding. It is. You're fine. All right. So.
Is anybody else echoing?
I think that's who's Goku of Light?
Oh, it's me. I'm echoing.
Yeah, I think it's because you don't have headphones on.
God damn it, dude! No matter what I do, I'm gonna have to get my laptop.
All right. So let's start out with one simple thing. Let's start out with who is your favorite male superhero from DC?
For me, it's Blue Beetle.
Oh my God, that's a beautiful choice.
Jaime Reyes, to be exact.
I love that. Yeah. Oh, Jaime's the best. Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Oh shit.
Hands down, I would say Jaime's probably one of the most hyped characters. Underrated. I don't understand why he either doesn't have his own TV show or hasn't had his own movie yet.
He was going to. They were going to do something. They had test footage and everything, and it looked awesome.
Oh, did they really like live action?
Oh, that would be
Yeah, live
Fuck, man.
action.
A Blue
What
Beetle
happened?
toy line would have been so sick back in the day.
Well, I know
Like,
that.
actually-
Well, I know that on Legends of Tomorrow they wanted to have Blue Beetle, but
That show's shit. Anyways.
DC.
Yes, it is. Thank you. Someone else who realizes crap for what it is.
Are you
Yeah,
telling
that's-
me
DC didn't want to.
that
They
it's
didn't
bad?
want to have Blue Beetle because they're like, well, if we
Wait, what show is shit? Who said what show is shit?
Legends of Tomorrow.
I don't disagree completely.
You did,
What? Well, hold on. Wait.
Stop. We gotta.
About to go down.
Whoa, I gotta ask this.
What?
Okay. Do you like Arrow and the direction that Arrow's going right now?
No.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
You're redeemable. You're redeemable. Okay. Now,
I'm trying to get my laptop together, so sorry if I keep muting my mic. I'm trying to do 3 things at once, but
Oh, you're fine. You're fine.
You're fine. Go ahead.
My problem with Legends of Tomorrow is that they keep trying to kill someone that's immortal, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
They
my problem
know
is-
the day that he became immortal. Why don't you go before that?
Yeah.
You
Well,
can kill. It's easy to
Hold
kill
on.
a baby.
I believe what
Rick Hunter already tried to go back in time.
What was that?
Well, my thing is, I think the reason the show is bad is because they're focusing on going to the past. I'm like, I don't give a fuck about the past. I want to see the fucking future, right?
yeah. And the
So-
futures that they have going.
Hold on, though. Let's say this though. You cannot tell me that when they went to the future for Oliver and all that stuff, that wasn't one of the best DC episodes. I thought that was amazing.
That
I would
was
say,
cool.
It was fucking
I would
awesome.
say that is one of the greatest episodes of Legend. But how much
Of-
the
of-
timeline whenever they like Connor Hawk? You know what I mean? Like,
I thought that was cool. You didn't like that? You didn't like how they changed that? I thought that was pretty cool that it was Diggle's son. I thought that was fucking
no,
legit.
bro, the Green Arrow is my favorite hero, and they have not done him justice since season 2.
I mean, at this point, though, we can agree that this is a completely different person.
No,
Like,
this
it's not
is
even
Batman.
like.
No, this is Batman.
Yeah, they basically ripped off
I
Batman's
don't
story
even-
completely.
I know they for sure ripped off Batman's storylines, but I mean, he's not even good enough to call Batman. I just feel like he's in his own category.
Yeah.
I do agree with you. This is a complete different universe. But what throws me off is
It's an Arrowverse.
yeah, like Flash actually is following the comic books to a certain degree, but Arrow is not, and it's weird because they're in the same universe. So I'm like,
Yeah.
how does not, you know?
That's where.
See, but I mean, if you're current, I'm sure you are. Like
No,
Flash is doing some. Flash is starting to do some weird stuff too.
Flash
Well,
is
Flash
behind.
is
behind.
Flash.
Yeah.
I can't say nothing because it's a huge reveal to what's going on. But Flash is going off of comic books too. They're kind of making shit up.
Now, let's continue telling everybody because we got Blue
Yeah.
Beetle.
We super off track.
So who
Mine's
else?
Nightwing. My favorite hero is Dick Grayson Nightwing.
Nick. Gay.
Mine's Hal Jordan.
How
Green
do I-
Lantern.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
Oh.
Bailey, what's your choice for male?
If I had to pick,
What do you mean you had to?
I'm on an Aquaman kick right now.
Yes.
That's a good one.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
That's a great one. I would have never thought anybody would pick that one. That's awesome.
Yeah, no, I'm reading some of his stuff right now. It's a lot better than what I thought it would be.
Yes, I hate when people say, "Oh, what can he do? Talk to fish?" I'm like, no, he can fuck your bitch. That's all he's gonna do.
I'm about to say.
I'm like, he's
This
one of the
is-
few people who can.
Well, that
fuck
being said,
people.
I really like how they're trying to portray the Aquaman movie. Like, so many people gave Batman vs Superman bad ratings. I loved it. You know what?
Yeah.
I loved it, and I thought fucking Ben Affleck was great. So, I mean, yeah, fucking the guy that plays Superman's not the greatest.
He
but-
looks like Bruce Wayne. I think that's why Batman is decent. Because for the first time ever, we actually have a Bruce Wayne. That
Exactly. That was my whole standpoint. Was like, you could take Ben Affleck just playing Bruce Wayne and make a movie about it, like just the billionaire. Like, he could just be rich. You know what I mean? Like, I felt the same way about the Wonder Woman character. Like, their actual portrayal of the character not being the superhero was great. Like, in the past, like, okay, I'll say that Christian Bale was cool, and I liked the whole way that they did those movies, but I never was a fan of him as Bruce Wayne. I always thought he just came off as arrogant and fake. And that's not how I see the Bruce Wayne character. Like, when I look at Batman or Bruce Wayne in general, I see him, honestly, as just as bad as the Joker or a lot of the villains that are in Gotham. The only difference is he doesn't cross that line. Like, I see him as somebody that's psychotic. Like, he's somebody that's clinging onto a memory of his past about his parents since how long, and like he never gets over it. Like in common day world or what we got going on right now, he'd be in the loony bin.
No, yeah, I totally agree. And it's funny because a lot of people are like, "Oh, the new Batman, he's like the guy from the Arkham games." I'm like, "No, bitch, that is Batman. Like, Batman takes out multiple people at the same time. It's just that in Christopher Nolan's piece of shit trilogy, he only fights like one person at a time. But Batman is a tactician, so he's able to take down multiple people.
Well, and that's the thing is like you can tell in Christian Bale's movies that they're so choreographed by the fact that they're doing like these one-on-one fights, and it just looks like they're dancing with each other half the time.
Yeah.
And it's the same problem I had with like the old Star Wars movies. Like it's just so like choreographed, and I don't know. I just feel like on top of that, like my biggest issue.
The old Star Wars movies were choreographed? Like, we mean like episodes 4, 5,
No,
and 6?
no. I mean episode 1 through 3.
Okay, gotcha.
That came up the wrong way. By old, I meant like the beginning part of the trilogy.
Oh, so the prequels, gotcha.
Yeah. The prequels, like they're like I don't know.
Garbage?
The thing about the prequels is if I felt like they were done better, they had great potential because I love the idea of following Anakin's fall into the dark side, but the problem is when you watch the movies, it really comes off more as Obi-Wan being the main character, and that's how I felt at least. Like I felt like Obi-Wan the actor himself was that much better that he outshot the guy playing.
They did a horrible job of doing his descent into like the dark side. They could have done it so much better. Like they could have done it to his mom more and how that affected him and shit. They didn't. They could have nailed it way more. They just wasted.
How y'all go from talking about Batman to Star Wars? Like.
He brought up Star Wars.
He brought up Star Wars. All
right, Zoma, I saw you holding up a figure though. Zoma. Who's your favorite?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Superman.
Yes. Thank
okay.
you. Another great.
I did not think I was going to hear Superman. That's cool.
My favorite character is he has so much power and so much abilities, but he's so humble and just like wants to be a regular human, and he's so pure-hearted that no matter what, he does the right thing and makes the right decisions, even though people might not always agree with him and hate him sometimes, but he always in the end he's always holds on to his convictions and never bends. So that's what's cool about Superman.
Yeah, I like that because my top 3 favorite heroes in order are Superman being number 1, Green Arrow, and then Aquaman. Well, Aquaman's kind of tied. But it's kind of like Aquaman, and then we have Martian Manhunter. And they're kind of tied with each other a little bit. But it's funny because a lot of people more people say they don't like Superman because they're like he's overpowered and blah blah blah. But there are also the people who have never picked up a comic book.
Yeah, they don't
and
know
think
about
that Lex Luthor is his only villain. I'm like Lex Luthor's a stepping stone for Superman. Like he has so many people that can.
I don't dislike Superman. My problem is everything that comes with Superman. Like I don't like all the comparisons of characters, especially with my name being Goku. I hate the Superman and Goku comparison more than anything.
You're more like you don't like the fan base.
I don't like the fan base, and I don't like how I feel like with Superman. There's always a loophole to make him stronger, and I don't know. Like for example, I hate Superman Prime. That's my whole thing. The original Superman himself, I like when he's drawn as the character that's trying to fit in and become part of humanity and all that. I like that character. But when you go, like I said, any comic book readers that read comics and go further into it, and you get into Superman Prime and way past everything, when there's the Superman police and all this other weird shit, and fucking Lois Lane and everyone's dead, I think that shit's just garbage.
It gets worse than that too. Once you get to he becomes a being of pure thought or whatever, and he's pretty much God.
Yeah, see, it's at what point do we just say it's just too much? That's how I feel about the character.
That's how I feel about a lot of the characters we have now. We all know that there is no way, shape, or form that Batman can ever defeat Superman. I mean, there's so many more comic books about Superman defeating Batman, and other people are like, Kryptonite. I'm like, Kryptonite's not a fucking weakness to Superman. And I have comic books that can show you of Superman running at supersonic speeds and punching the living fuck out of the Kryptonite rock.
The misconception is how powerful Kryptonite is. Kryptonite does have an effect on him, but not instantaneous like that.
And on top of that, you also have Kryptonite doesn't make him weak instantly. Depending on the amount of Kryptonite, it takes a while. So the movie, I hate it because I think it was Superman Returns where there's a little punk ass piece of kryptonite, and he got to his knee instantly. I'm like, no, that shouldn't be it. Like, it should take him a while to him. His energy gets drained. He doesn't lose his energy. And if it's daytime and he has a good, like, if he's outside and it's sunny as fuck, he should not be losing his energy because he's gaining it at the same time. So that kryptonite's a big misconception. And that's why
I feel like if they could explore like the other options or the other areas of Superman, like the whole thing where it's like, for example, like if he goes to another part of the galaxy and he's around a different type of sun, he gains different types of powers. Like I feel like that's kind of an important aspect we've never seen in the movies. Like we've never seen him leave Earth and be somewhere else and see, you know, the kind of different things that he can do. Like I feel like it's just we get so much of the recycled gold age storylines of comics and we never move forward and hit like the silver or bronze age and these better storylines. Like there was some people that came out, you know, after Frank Miller and other people that were great writers and they never get their movies made. Like it's always the same stuff recycled and retold. And that's my issue. Like, and my biggest issue, especially with the Superman movie, is the change in the continuity of where everything revolves around metal and steel. Like it's supposed to be crystals. Like everything's supposed to, like the Fortress of Solitude and all that stuff is supposed to be crystals. Like I hated that.
Can I say one thing though? Who's hyped for the Killing Joke animated movie?
Right here.
Bro,
Dude.
did you see my Twitter post?
That is gonna be so sick. Oh,
I'm saying right now, that movie has to win some awards. There's no way that movie can.
Wait, which movie? I'm
Kevin
sorry.
Conroy and Mark Hamill. Like, it's gonna be perfect.
What's the movie called? I'm sorry, what'd you say?
The Killing Joke. It's based on the Alan Moore novel.
Oh, okay.
Novel.
Yeah, like.
Is that going to be the first Batman movie to come out?
No, it's a DC animated movie, and they're doing the Killing Joke.
Oh, okay.
Alan voicing Joker, and then Kevin Conroy
Yeah,
voicing
I
Batman.
got you. I know what you're talking about. I've seen that. I thought you were saying that they were going to make like a live action version.
Oh fuck that! I would lose my shit. I'd be so mad.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were telling me right now. I was like, what?
Suicide Squad. How do you guys feel? Okay, let me get this out of the way. I hated the Harley Quinn at first. I accepted it, Harley Quinn. I have no problem. Will Smith as Deadshot is the worst casting in history.
Yeah, I agree. Like the guy from Arrow is a perfect Deadshot.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, he is.
Yeah, he is.
I feel like I can play. Like my short terrorist-looking ass can play a better fucking Deadshot than Will Smith right now. I'm being dead serious. I cannot stand the fucking. Now Will Smith with the helmet on, he looks decent. When he takes it off, I'm like, yo.
Cause he looks like Will Smith.
Yeah. Like,
When I see him, I see Will Smith.
He's Will Smith with a gun.
Yeah.
now,
So-
everything. Killer Croc is kind of small, though.
Thank you.
Will Smith should have just made another Hancock movie.
Yes, he should. I think
Is he not?
kind of small right now. I hope he mutates somehow or something. I remember Killer Croc being one of the biggest, like when I think of
That guy's supposed to be
Killer
a
Croc,
monster, man.
when I think of Killer Croc, I usually think of King Shark. And if you've seen Flash, you see how badass they make King Shark look. And
They're
I'm
supposed to be huge. Like they're not supposed to be the same
like,
size.
it's insane because I'm like, how the fuck does a TV show have a better budget?
You can't go from a King Shark quality CGI for Flash
Which is a TV show,
to
low budget, right?
Yeah, to what we have right now in Suicide
I
Squad.
mean, you guys realize that King Shark was able to fit Flash in his hand, his entire body in his hand, but now we got just Killer Croc just looks a little bit pudgy and big. That's it.
I don't know. It could be better. Also, now Jared Leto as Joker, which somebody, will Jared Leto be be the best Joker?
No, he looks like he might do a good job.
It's impossible though, because Mark Hamill's the best Joker.
Yeah, so if I say that, I think Mark Hamill.
He's got big shoes to fill.
But yeah, no. I think he's gonna nail the role. I think that he's an amazing actor. At first, I had my doubts. I was like, "Oh, great, we're gonna have a Jesus-looking." Joker,
I
right?
really would enjoy it a lot more if they just like throw people off and just like change a lot of what's going on. Like I hate that it's like we keep getting the same Joker recycled. Like I would way rather just see something like Batman Beyond, where it's like it's not really the Joker, it's the Joker like reborn kind of thing. Like.
Okay, let me say that I think Jared Leto is going to be an amazing Joker, and I'm really excited to see how he's going to portray the entire role and stuff. But I'm so annoyed with seeing not people hyped about the movie, but people talking about what he's doing on set.
I fucking hate that. So
Yeah, who
annoying.
cares about that?
I don't
Yeah,
give a
it's
flying
like
fuck about that.
literally every other thing I see on Facebook or like social media, like Instagram or anything that has anything to do with the Suicide Squad, they're like, "Oh, you won't believe what Jared Leto did on set as the Joker," blah blah blah. And it's like, well, I mean, I probably would believe it, but at the same time, I don't care.
Yeah, that is very true. Now, here's the
Like,
thing. I will say that I think Jared Leto is going to nail it out of the park. I don't know if he'll be one of the best. I definitely think that he'll be better than Heath Ledger. I'm going to get so much hate for this. I actually don't think he did a good Joker. I think he did a good Joker for the Dark Knight adaptation of Batman. I don't think he did a good, like, actual Joker. I'm sorry, what'd you say?
I honestly always felt like those movies were overrated, to be honest.
Yeah.
I enjoyed like Batman Forever and a lot of those movies a lot more, where it was just like the actual Batman team, you know, like we had Robin and we had Batgirl and like I don't know, it was so much more of a production to me when it was like Arnold was fucking Mr. Freeze and just like all this other shit.
That was a terrible casting, man.
I thought it was just I don't know, maybe it's just me as a kid and like identifying with the actors, but I really enjoyed the movie and. I mean,
Uma Thurman as Poison Ivy is like the worst.
that was literally what I was just gonna say. I was gonna say my only thing I didn't like was Poison Ivy. Obviously, Uma Thurman should not have been Poison Ivy, but
she's a great actress, mind you. Like I love Uma Thurman, but she's not Poison Ivy.
All right,
she's not. But
here's one thing that I hope, and I really hope that this doesn't happen. Now, have you guys seen the animated series Batman? Right, the animated series when they introduced Harley Quinn. Okay, we all know that Joker treats Harley Quinn like shit. On a rare occasion, every once in a while, he'll smooch here and there. I'm afraid that they're going to make Harley and Joker all lovey-dovey, which that's never been the case, right? Joker treats her like shit.
Yeah, that would be
one-sided.
I'm sorry,
well, it's always been her chasing him, and like Joker's supposed to be the person that doesn't care about nothing but creating chaos. Like,
yeah. Well, the thing is, I tell people all the time is, how can you ship? First of all, it's Harley and Poison Ivy. It's been confirmed by so many comic books. The writers
I like the new Harley Quinn, like in the new 52 or whatever they call it, going on right now, where she's completely on her own and she has like nothing to do with him. She like kicks it with like Power Girl and all these other random people. Like I'm down with that. Like she needs more of her own development.
I don't think can be a standalone villain. Now, of course, the writers can do that.
I would prefer her as an anti-hero, to be honest.
No, oh god, no. She's psychotic. That's the whole point.
That's the best thing, though, is like when you have a hero, like that's like the whole Deadpool effect, is like a hero that's psychotic.
See, here's my thing. Joker can work as an anti-hero. I don't think Harley can. I'm being dead honest.
I think the echo is
Yeah, it is. It's mine. I'm literally about to leave and switch laptops to.
But like, I don't want Harley. Like, I don't want scenes of them making out Harley and Joker. I don't think that's. You know, I feel like that's where it's going. The way that the trailers made it look like they were like all crazy and whatnot. And I'm like, I don't want that. Like,
honestly, I'm real like borderline with that movie and what's gonna happen because it's like I feel like because of the way people reacted to Batman versus Superman, it's gonna affect how a lot of these other movies come out and how they like kind of go about it. Like the fact that I'm sure you guys heard about them like reshooting things and like trying to add more humor and things like that to Suicide Squad and stuff like that. And I don't want stuff to be forced. Like I don't want them to be like so scared to do what they want to do that they just start forcing random shit in there. And
they've been adding Batman to it lately, so they did that because of the success of Batman vs Superman, which other people can argue about success rate. What are you doing?
I don't know. I guess I can say that for their relationship in Suicide Squad, I'm scared that they're gonna condense her character down to this like lovesick fool, and they're gonna portray them in this, you know, kind of screwed up but still making it work relationship just in order to sell merchandise. And I think that's
I totally agree.
I agree too with whatever we're here talking about.
Cletus is here.
Jesus Christ.
Oh Christ! All right, Cletus. So we're talking about DC.
Hold on, wait. Why y'all sound so disappointed when I get here?
Because nobody likes you.
Cletus, who's your favorite superhero?
My favorite superhero was Magneto.
What? Why? He's not a superhero.
What?
None of the X-Men are superheroes. None of them. They're just mutants with powers. They're not superheroes.
But they got movies and stuff.
That doesn't mean it. Oh my god, I hate you so much. Alright, so Magneto. Why is Magneto your favorite hero?
Cause he been metal and stuff like the Avatar. I like him a lot.
First of all, he doesn't bend metal.
He has
He
kids
manipulates
power.
metal.
That's the same thing.
No, it's not.
I think it look the same to me. Is he not lifting metal? Do they not pump iron and stuff in the movies?
All right, so what do you think about Suicide Squad as a movie coming out?
I think it's gonna be a real good movie right there.
Why?
I got
I'm gonna switch on my laptop. I'll be right back.
Got
Alright.
Harley Quinn. You see what shorts she be wearing?
Of course, see? And this is what the majority of the fan base are going to see that movie for. Even in the trailer, whenever she breaks the glass, and then she goes like, "What? We're the bad guys." And like she bends over, I'm like, "You guys have to zoom in too." Like,
That's why I'm watching the movie right there.
I mean, you can't deny Margot Robbie is hot as fuck. Like,
oh no, she's gorgeous. She's gorgeous. But I just don't want them to turn this into a recent, like Bailey said, they can sell so much merchandise by. I mean, we went to a convention. Well, not me and Cletus, me and Admiral went to a convention.
You went somewhere without me. I wasn't invited.
Yeah, because you know you have a restraining order, right? You shouldn't be here.
Yeah, but he don't know that. You better not tell him I'm here either.
You don't know that.
So we went to a convention, and in there's this girl who dressed up like the Harley Quinn from Suicide Squad, and she fucking nailed it to the point where that's actually her only cosplay. Like if you go on her cosplay page, she has thousands of pictures of her in every fucking pose imaginable in that Harley Quinn outfit. But she nailed it right out of the park. And then I see more of those cosplays coming along. There's already a Pop Funko being manufactured of this Harley Quinn, and I'm like, we barely get like stuff of the other Harley Quinn, like the originals and stuff, and now we're getting this version of it, and I'm mad because I'm like, I like this Harley Quinn. At first I hated her, and now I came to terms with it. I like her, but I'm like, I don't want this to become the face of Harley Quinn because I feel like the original Harley Quinn's still the character. There's so much richness in it and whatever. And now on top of that, like you have this new one. It's like kind of dilute the original, and especially because movies are not made for us guys that read comic books. Movies are made for the common audience. We just watch the movies because.
I'm gonna be totally honest with you guys. I haven't watched a superhero movie since 2009. Like since X-Men Origins Wolverine, I haven't watched one since. I only read comics. Like I haven't touched a cinematic.
My favorite movies right there.
The X-Men?
Yeah, he's my favorite person. What's his name? I like him.
Wolverine?
Jordan.
That Jordan, you're my favorite person in the stream right now.
He just said he hasn't watched a movie since.
Yeah, but he said he liked Wolverine.
No, I didn't like the movie. X-Men Origins Wolverine is
I
like
take that back then.
Oh, I found
Maybe if you're freaking lesson.
my favorite superheroes. If you want to know, is Doctor Fate because Doctor Fate's like real as fuck. And then Kyle Rayner, Green Lantern. That's one of my two favorite superheroes.
Green Lantern's a really good hero. I don't know why people sleep on him a lot.
Yeah, but the Kyle Rayner version is like the best because he becomes a White Lantern eventually. It's just so sick. Like no other Green Lantern goes to that level of just power except for him.
Jordan, do you want to see something else with Simon Baz?
Pardon me?
You know Simon Baz, right? The newest Green Lantern?
Oh yeah, shit.
They kind of just threw him into the backseat for like a year.
Yeah. Although I mean, I like I'll be honest. I liked Guy Gardner a lot. A lot of people hate him. I loved Guy Gardner.
You know, sometimes I wish I could be a Pink Lantern.
What?
Yeah, the pink. That's what they are.
You guys can hear me, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I wish I could be one of them because real men wear pink.
Why are you still here?
That's true.
Why are you still here?
Because Admiral invited me to.
How you know he didn't invite me here?
Because you broke in. I saw you break through the windows.
But no, I hear you though. Simon Baz is the shit. I want more of him because New 52 is still like doing its thing. I want them to do some more reboots of certain characters. Like I want a Static Shock reboot that's good, like a good Static reboot.
Yes.
I like
Look,
Static
you know what?
Shock.
You know why that's amazing that you brought that up? Because they're doing him justice, no pun intended, in Young Justice, and then they dropped it. I'm like, yo, they were doing.
It might come back though.
But the thing is, New 52 is at this point right now where they can do anything, right? So I want them to they can do a Static reboot because there's a lot of like current events going on right now that Static is like the perfect character to address like all of them, all kinds of like.
Yeah.
I want to see him in live action.
Especially because
Static Shock.
with a lot of these politically incorrect things that are going on, I think Static Shock would be the perfect character. He's also a younger
exactly.
hero.
He's the perfect character for all these events going on, and they can address it where it's more of because the whole thing with the characters who survived the Big Bang, right? Like they're all mutated and stuff. They could be this huge sort of apartheid with those characters, and he could lead the revolution. It would be brilliant. He could address all kinds of themes. I don't know why they haven't done it yet.
I like that you bring that up too, because I keep saying that they need to bring up the Teen Titans, but after the Titans break up, they become they try to go solo for a little bit before they either join the Justice League or the Titan Hunt or any of the other teams. So I think we should get a movie which shows the Teen Titans kind of okay, we graduated, we're older, let's do our own thing, and it kind of focuses on what they do afterwards, because a lot of them.
John, who was your favorite Teen Titan?
I was fucking talking. You not hear me talk?
Well, you look like you were done to me.
No, I was gonna say. I think a movie that focuses on each Titan will be pretty decent, because we have people like Donna, we have people like Raven, Starfire, and so on, and the list goes on. And some of these heroes never get the spotlight. And currently, we have Blue Beetle now. If you watch the Titan versus Justice League, we have Blue Beetle.
So
now.
good.
Yeah, we have Blue Beetle now. That it's part of it. And I love that one of you guys said that Blue Beetle was your favorite, because I was like, he's one of the coolest heroes that don't get the spotlight in DC. And
You know who else doesn't? Dr. Fate doesn't get any spotlight, and he's the shit. I love Dr. Fate.
Yeah.
Wait,
And also Clarion the Witch Boy, my favorite DC villain ever. I love Clarion the Witch Boy. His entire premise is the sickest thing.
Speaking of Teen Titans, have you guys kept up with the New 52 Teen Titans?
Not yet.
It was horrible. Oh god.
It's so bad.
Is it?
It is.
The worst.
I think this is their third attempt at it, and it's just as bad as the others.
Now,
but the thing is, though, it will never be as bad as Red Hood and the Outlaws. That was the worst.
Oh
thing
yeah.
Man, he turned Starfire into the most boring character I've ever seen.
Now, who is your favorite? Because Cletus asked the question.
Yes, I did.
And who is your favorite Titan?
Me?
No, in general, everybody. Who's everybody's favorite Titan?
Beast Boy.
Kid
Oh,
Devil.
nice. Okay.
Yeah, I like Beast Boy. He's my favorite.
Why?
He turned into animals.
Honestly, I don't really like any of them that much, but if I had to pick one, it would be Raven.
Raven. I think for me it's between Robin. I like all the Robins, and Starfire. And I like
Beast Boy can turn into a goat.
Yes, I'm very
Who do you think is the best Robin?
Girlfriend Brand.
Who do you think is the coolest Robin?
We actually talked about this last stream.
Tim Drake. Tim Drake is the best Robin.
Yeah,
I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah, it's a tie between.
Hold
Tim
on.
Drake and-
Do we decide this based on who's the actual best superhero, or do we decide that based on who's our favorite Robin?
I think
the favorite.
Favorite. I think I'm gonna
If
go.
we're
Go ahead.
good,
No, go ahead. I want to hear your choice.
I was gonna say Damian Wayne.
Thank you.
He's a
Someone
good choice.
else.
He's an amazing choice.
Bat Cow's my boy.
I'm gonna tell you why I think that Damian Wayne is one of the best Robins in a second, but I have to say, I know that Jordan, you said Tim Drake. I'm a full-blown say. I'm gonna be the fanboy here, right? I'm gonna say Dick Grayson.
Ooh.
Shut the fuck up.
Nobody like Dick Grayson.
Jason Todd, Tim Drake, and I know that you feel a very special way towards Jason Todd, but I have to say, have you guys read the new? What was that? You heard that, right?
Sound like some chickens in the room.
Have you read the new Red Hood and Red Arrow comic book?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look, all I'm saying is that Jason Todd might as well be a Linkin Park AMV. That's all I'm saying.
Come on, have some respect. Come on.
He's just it's like he could just play Crawling in My Skin on a loop his entire running of being Robin. It's literally.
No. Now, I think Damian Wayne will be the best Robin, especially once he gets a little bit older. I think he will become the best Batman. And
Isn't he dead though?
No.
Nope.
He's
Not
back.
anymore. Yeah, he's back.
I guess
He even had superpowers at some point.
Yeah, there's a reboot. Yeah.
Now, I'll tell you this. The reason why I think Damian Wayne is going to become the best Batman, too, because we all know that every Robin strives for that position. Some fail, some actually get it. Damian Wayne is going to be the best Batman for the fact that he has the knowledge, and he knows, for example, when I say knowledge, I mean he has Ra's al Ghul's knowledge, and then he has his father's knowledge. I think that Damian's going to be smart enough to say, okay, for example, Bane, should I kill him, let him go? Let him go. Police can take care of Joker. Fuck that. He's too much. Kill this nigga. You know what I mean? And I think that's how it's gonna work. I think that there's no in between. good or bad. I think it's going to be more like Damian Wayne's going to choose who does. What are you doing? So
And I mean,
distracting.
as far as like combat knowledge goes too, Damien probably has the most because of League of Assassins. Like,
And he's just a sword, which is so
Oh,
Yeah.
that's Shazam. I like Shazam. You see that poster, that boy over there holding up? Oh, Shazam.
You should probably.
I have the same
post.
poster you guys have in the background.
Which
The
one?
one with a bunch of Justice League heroes on it.
Yeah.
but like the reason why I love Tim Drake so much is that he's kind of like the Donatello of like all the Robins, because he's clearly the smartest one. Like he's the only person to go up to Bruce Wayne and be like, "I know you're Batman," and that's how he became Robin. It's the best.
Well, I like whenever we were talking about this last week, how Jason Todd had the best intro to me. Which was
Taking the hubcaps of the Batmobile.
of the Batmobile. And Batman just sat there like, is this bitch for real? Like, he just sat there like, is he serious? And I think that was one of the coolest ways to introduce Jason Todd. Now, of course, there's way more Robins. There's actually like 4 Robins that we missed that nobody cares about.
Helena Wayne. That's
Yeah, I got one in my backyard. I live in a tree.
You know, I hate you so much.
That's a bird, right?
You know, I hate you so much. Like, nobody here likes you. You know that.
They all like me. Y'all like me, don't y'all? Right?
Wow, there is
What?
literally dead.
I mean, you're okay.
Oh, see, Bailey, I got a fan right there.
Okay.
Shit, I don't need to replace
Why are
you.
you getting so close to me?
Better watch out, John. I'm gonna take over. It's gonna be called Cletus Productions. So
All right. Now let's get into something that I know. Favorite female hero. Before I forget. For me, is either Satana or Black Canary. Those 2 are my favorite. When it comes to
Hey.
yeah, Satana and Black Canary. I think Satana needs her own movie, and I think they should do a. I think Satana needs. I think they should do a movie on her father. Yep, right there. We should have a movie based on her father, and then the sequel should be based on her. I think that'll be a great way to introduce the character, especially because she's one of the coolest characters. And if they show her, they have to show Nightwing, right? Because those 2, right, for a little bit.
Yeah, but Nightwing fucks everybody.
Yo, you know what I found out the other day? That Barbara
Dick Grayson is such a fuckboy. Like,
yeah, like he
Suck.
dated. They gave a list of all the women that he dated, and he's even dated some of the main Justice League people, like people that are way older than him, like, you know. And I was like, yo, that's insane. I'm like, my boy's the player of the DC world, you know. But can you blame him though? I mean, you know, you have people like Black Canary, and you have.
all you
people
need is a 10 and Starfire under your belt, though, and you're a hero in everyone else's eyes.
No, they can see you.
Although favorite female heroes for me, probably like either Zatanna or Huntress. Like, or specifically the Helena Wayne Huntress.
See, the Huntress is a cool character. I like the idea of the Huntress. I don't like the way. Now I will say this: the Huntress is amazing. I got super hyped when I saw her in Arrow, and then the hype went down because of what they did to her. But I think she's actually one of the best. Goku, we can't hear you.
I just love the whole plot twist thing, though, with her actually being Helena Wayne, and like only Damian knows and no one else. I love that.
Yeah. But yeah, I think she is a great choice. I think we can all agree. It's everybody a Wonder Woman fan. I mean, I never met somebody who doesn't like Wonder Woman.
I like Wonder Woman. She is
We
strong.
can't Goku.
She's a strong feminine character.
I think Wonder Woman's one of the best women in DC. I
Most
think.
people don't give her comics a chance, but they're actually really good. Like,
Yeah.
Well, my girlfriend right now she's super into Wonder Woman. I mean, if I give you a tour of her room, it's nothing but Wonder Woman pictures, posters, and comics. She didn't know anything about her, so I introduced her to Wonder Woman, and now she loves it. She thinks Wonder Woman's one of the most badass heroes in both DC and Marvel and whatnot. And I do agree. And I think that if you watch Flashpoint Paradox,
so good.
is probably the best thing in that movie because apart from the Reverse Flash, because it's my favorite villain, but
What about now?
yeah, I can hear you now. We can actually hear you very clear too.
I thought for sure you were just like talking over me. I was like, this is
No.
fucking bullshit.
No, I actually purposely try not, because I'm like, I care more about what you guys have to say than what
I was
have to say,
responding
so-
to like every question with like no feedback. I was like, all right, this is so fucking late.
All right, Bailey, female, your favorite female from DC.
Don't make me choose.
Yeah. Do you want me to give you a few?
Don't make me
Hold
choose.
on. You sit there and think about that for a second, because I have to say something.
Yeah,
I
go
just
ahead.
wanted to say, because I was trying to say this earlier, if we're ranking the Robins, I feel like it should be based off their effect on Batman and what they did to the development of Batman. And
That's true.
and that being said, I would still feel like you should put Jason Todd on top of the list if we're ranking him.
I
Not
think
going off of favorites, but going off of the impact of the series. I
See, I
don't
think
feel
Jason
like
Todd was the one that changed Batman's perspective, and even after Jason, like the way that he treats Damian, it's completely like, I mean, he still keeps the suit, he still has Jason's suit, and he got mad whenever Damian he was angry, he was like butthurt about something, and he like hits the pod where
What
Jason
the hell?
where Jason
that
Todd's
for?
outfit is, and Batman like flipped out on him, and it's because he has such a respect for Jason. And also, Jason's one of his favorite heroes. He says that like 100 fucking times in the
Well,
comics. So.
well, yeah, and what I was trying to say too about Damon Wayne is like instead of seeing him go the whole like predictable route and becoming the next Batman, I would really rather see somebody just stay as Robin for longer than like 5 years and actually
Like Red Robin,
and
Yeah,
actually
well,
do
you
it
have Red
right.
Robin, yeah.
Tim Drake, Red Robin.
Yeah, I know. I like that though. I feel like that's a better route for Damon Wayne because at the end of the day, I just don't feel like somebody that's trained by the League of Assassins should even be Batman. And that was one of the main reasons I didn't like the whole Christian Bale thing and how they try to tie in Ra's al Ghul and all that. It was just real fucking cheesy to me. And
Yeah, I hate that trilogy with a passion.
Real talk, how
Bailey,
hype was
you
it
got
in the
your-
comics
Bailey,
when
you got your
Tim
favorite
Drake fought off those Court of Owl assassins? That was like the sickest fight.
mhm.
the core owls, yeah.
Yeah.
Bailey, did you pick your favorite
Your
female?
favorite, yeah, hero. What were they called?
Okay, she's not a hero, but obviously I love Pamela. She has a very special place in my heart.
Why? Why is that?
I don't know. Like, okay, are you reading her series that she's getting right now? It's the Cycle of Life and Death.
No, I read about her. I just haven't actually read the.
It is so good. And obviously I'm a little biased because she's like my absolute favorite and I'm doing like 10 different Poison Ivy cosplays.
Okay.
But I just love her character and
I'm putting my earphone.
I think it's kind of her motive is kind of like innocently adorable.
Okay.
In a cynical way, I think that. But have you guys ever read the Amethyst comics?
No.
No.
Yeah, not a lot of people like her. Well, you should look it up. She got her first run in the 60s, I think, and she got rebooted in 2013. It's Amethyst Princess of Gemworld, and it's really good.
Send me a link, because I might look that up, because I kind of.
Who was Pamela?
Hold on. Sophie, do you have a favorite DC?
Poison Ivy's Pamela Isley.
Oh, I knew that.
DC female? Oh, I don't. I don't have a DC female. I'm not really a big DC fan at all. I feel like I'm in the wrong live stream right now. I'm a huge Marvel fan.
Yeah, no.
Male, like I love Batman. Like he's the only character in DC that I actually care about.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So other than that, I can't really contribute to this live stream. That's why I've been quiet this whole time because I have no idea.
You can still contribute though.
It's
You can
okay.
Still, yeah, you can totally ask questions or anything. I mean, I'll
you
convert
can
you.
you can
into a
be the
DC.
Marvel hater. Just tell us every time how our characters are stupid.
But
No,
I
no,
don't
no,
like
no.
Superman. I'm gonna say that because of the whole.
I'll be the one to
Joker
tell
thing.
y'all that. I love
I
Marvel.
absolutely hate Superman.
Oh,
Dude,
thank
I
you.
went to
Jesus.
Batman vs Superman with a Marvel fan, and it was so fucking terrible. Like I've seen that movie 4 times already, and one of the times that I went, he was just sitting there the whole time talking shit, and he just kept going Batfleck, Batfleck. It was just.
I will say this though. I am one of the biggest Marvel haters, but I have never like done the thing where I'm like, oh, that movie fucking sucks or this.
Exactly. I'm the same way.
Yeah, I do respect a lot of the heroes in Marvel. Like I like them. They're cool. I just don't care enough to pick up a comic book based on
It's
that.
like
right there.
I respect the body of work that Marvel's created over the years,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm not particularly drawn to any of the characters. Like, there's no character in the Marvel universe where I'm just like, they're amazing. Like, I've never
read the Marvel reboots yet.
See, Marvel. I like Marvel better than
haven't,
DC.
but I've never
That's
really
different from
understood like the attraction to heroes like Spider-Man and Iron Man. I think they're fucking
And
lame.
it's funny because like one of my favorite heroes from DC is actually or Marvel. It's actually Spider-Man, and I love the idea of Spider-Man. But movie-wise, the trilogy to me was shit. I know a lot of people like Tobey Maguire. I think he's a horrible actor.
I love Tobey Maguire.
He was a horrible Spider-Man, and he was a
No,
horrible Peter
I
he
hope
was a
come
horrible.
back
I
in the
agree.
next movie.
I actually think that
He was a
Andrew Garfield
he was a
was
horrible
a Seacrest.
Spider-Man. Yep, I agree. Like I feel like when we've seen the one with the one that had fucking I can't remember his name with the guy from that '70s show with Venom. That was just like the nail in the coffin for me. I was so done with Tobey Maguire after that one.
Yeah.
And I do agree, Uzumaki. The Marvel movies are a lot better at the current moment, just because they've put a lot more time into building their universe. And I like how they took steps to do it, where they did
You know what
like
else
an
they have?
individual Iron Man
Disney
movie.
money.
Yeah, I was about to say that. I think one of the biggest.
Yeah, but
reasons-
hold on. Do you know DC has Warner Brothers money? So I mean,
No,
Warner
Yeah, but
Brothers.
DC has way more money than Warner Brothers. Like
Warner
DC,
The thing with Warner Brothers is that Warner Brothers they give DC restrictions. Warner Brothers is the reason why Superman can't show up in Supergirl. There's the reason, if you guys are watching Supergirl, they never show Superman. They show his feet. They show the motherfucker's
They
cape.
mention them a lot.
Mention him a lot, but they never show him. And it's because Warner Brothers like we don't want to cast a Superman.
See, but at least they own all of the property. Like, I hate this kind of thing where it's like with Sony, where they have to like ask Sony for permission to have Spider-Man in Civil War. Like stuff like that is stupid because like Spider-Man is supposed to be a huge part of Civil War. Like it changes the whole dynamic of what that movie is based off the comic books. And like even stuff like where it's like, look at Fantastic Four. They just fucking completely trashed that series. Fantastic Four is one of my favorite things about Marvel. If I did have a thing about Marvel I did like, it's Mr. Fantastic. I don't know if you guys follow all the current things, but when he becomes a villain and all that shit, it's fucking amazing. It's amazing seeing Mr. Fantastic
so
become
cool.
a villain.
What are you talking about? I want to see Superman show up in
you know,
Supergirl.
the thing about Fantastic Four is that as a comic series, I was never like too keen on it. But what it did for the Marvel multiverse is insane. Like the amount of stuff that it brought to the table with like the scrolls and everything, it's phenomenal what it did.
I can't remember the guy's name, but the guy that eats the planets, Galactus or something like that.
Galactus.
Yeah. When he comes and he's trying to eat fucking Earth, and fucking he's sitting there with a gun, like I'll fucking kill you. Like who's threatening like people like that? Like Mr. Fantastic's the shit, dude.
Now, the one thing I have to say, one of the biggest turnoffs for me when I watch a Marvel film, it's the comedy. I feel like they focus too much on trying to make the characters quirky rather than focus on making.
See, but I feel like DC has the complete opposite problem right now. Like they're not knowing how to make their movies come off with like a comic relief without being cheesy. Like it feels like forced comedy, and everything is just so like serious. Like that's why I didn't like Dark Knights, and like even going into this whole Zack Snyder era of DC, it's just like I'm not a fan of it. Like I'm so glad they're letting Ben Affleck control his own movies. Like I think that's like one of the best things we're gonna see is like the actual actor themselves being the director. And then if you know anything about Ben Affleck, he's a huge fucking DC nerd, like huge. So it's like that's good to see.
He's actually written 3 scripts for Batman that got rejected because of Christopher Nolan. Christopher Nolan's a fucking asshole. I'm just gonna say that right now. If you guys don't know anything about him, look him up.
Oh yeah. He's a dick.
And he rejected all 3 scripts because he said, and I understand if I was a director and a writer, I would reject the script too, right? But the thing is, though, Ben Affleck loves the character, and not only does he love the character, yeah, I did. Not only does he love the character, but I think he played it to the point now where he is the character, which is something that.
How am I gonna get it there?
You know what? I didn't think about that. Go ahead. I think that Ben Affleck did something that Marvel does a lot. Marvel does a thing where the actors don't become, or in Marvel you have a problem where the actors become the character, or the characters become the actors. Like when you see Black Widow, you don't see Black Widow. You see Scarlett Johansson. Yeah, go ahead.
You know, call me out on this, but I think Scarlett Johansson did a terrible Black Widow. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it is horrible.
So this is my thing.
Says that. I think she did so good. Oh my god.
Where's the Russian accent? Where is it?
Look. Okay, I'll put it this way. The reason I do not like Marvel films is because when you see the characters, I feel like the character is supposed to make the actor that plays it.
Not the actor make the character. Yeah.
Yeah, but when it comes to Marvel films, I feel like the actor is, I guess you can say, what makes the character, and it's not supposed to be that way. It's backwards. When you see Robert Downey Jr. on screen, you don't see Iron Man. You see Robert Downey Jr. playing Iron Man. You don't see Iron Man being played by Robert Downey Jr., if that makes any sense to you. The same way with Thor, same way with Captain America, Loki, all these heroes, all you see is the actors. And I feel like that's the difference compared to a lot of the like DC movies. You know, it's like, you know who like Batfleck. You know he played Batman, but when you see his character, you see Batman, and that's it. And I feel like that's a big difference between the DC characters and the Marvel characters and how they're portrayed by the actors. One good example of this is in the new Suicide Squad movie with Will Smith. When you see Deadshot, you see Will Smith. You don't see the character. And I feel like that's a problem when you hire these actors that are too big, that no matter what they play, all you see is the actor, and I feel like it kind of takes away from the hero itself because it feels like it's kind of overshadowed, in my opinion.
I
Yeah,
feel
I agree.
I feel like that's like most relevant when you have a character that plays like a common role more than once in like multiple movies. Like they'll have 5 movies, but they play like the same protagonist or the same whatever anti-hero, however you want to look at it. It's hard to identify them as another character. And like that's kind of the whole like thing I was saying with Will Smith is like after seeing him as Hancock and like a few of these other people, it's kind of hard to sit there and think of him as Deadshot. And that was like that's my biggest complaint with like honestly the whole Deadpool's thing is like I fucking hate Ryan Reynolds now. Like prior to that, like when he was Hal Jordan, like I really felt like I'm one of the few people that didn't hate that movie. Like I enjoyed the Green Lantern movie. I mean, there was things about it that were off, but there was things that I could find like silver lining and still enjoy the movie. And like even if he didn't really enjoy making the movie himself, the fact that he came out and like basically like dissed Green Lantern and then goes around and goes to Marvel and makes a Deadpool movie, it's just hard for me to even take that character serious because now I just see Ryan Reynolds, the douche. I don't see Deadpool. And I feel like that's a common thing when you hire these big actors. Like I would way rather see younger actors, especially people on TV shows, given a chance to be something more. Like
It's like what's his name? Andrew Garfield, right?
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
exactly what I was just about to say. Like
Yeah.
I completely think the guy that's on the TV show of The Flash would be a 10 times better Flash than Ezra Miller or whoever the guys they casted. And
Do you know why? Do you know why he wasn't casted?
why?
Zack Snyder said that the world he's creating, the heroes are already established, which is true. And Flash, Barry's still learning his powers. On top of that, he said his world is a little bit darker, and Barry Allen from the TV show is very cheery. So I do agree with you. I do think that Grant Justin will make a way better Flash. I think he
plays Flash
plays
so
Flash
well.
so well. He looks like the goddamn Flash.
He has the humor part down, and
But
like the
I
thing
do
about it.
agree with Zack Snyder when he did say that his world is a little
See,
bit darker.
see,
and
I
the heroes
don't
are
like that.
established.
It's Zack Snyder's world though. That's the problem. Is it
Yep.
needs to be an expanded DC universe. Like it needs to be multiple people's views on it and how they want to mold it together. It can't just be one guy standing there and being like, you're not gritty enough for my series.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, here's the thing, and
Sure.
I completely agree with you 100% with what you're saying. But then
Yeah.
you have people like my father-in-law who's never picked up a comic book. So what he sees is what he's getting. So when he sees Superman versus Batman, he's like, oh shit, so that's the real story because he's never picked up. So like I said before, movies are not made for any of us that read. Movies are made for people like him who watches the movies, he goes home and that's it. He doesn't think about it.
Well, see, but then like let's take this perspective though. Like, say he was to watch the Flash TV show or something like 2 or 3 times, just multiply put it on TV a few times, and then he goes and sees the movie. That's just fucking batshit confusing. At least I think it is. If you're not a fan, then
he actually does watch the Flash show, and I asked him, or he asked me, he's like, well, how come it's not? So I told him why, and he understood perfectly, Now,
It makes sense, but we all want Grant.
I want Grant.
Yeah.
I don't want this fucking Miller guy. I'm like, fuck this guy. He looks nothing like the Flash. He might when it's time for the movie, but I'm like, fuck that. I want our Barry Allen, the Barry
Yeah.
Allen that I like in the show. I don't care how skinny he is. I'm like, I mean, CGI. If you can CGI Scarlett Johansson to Asian, you can CGI goddamn muscles on a person. So
I think,
Right.
and I'm glad you brought that up because the whole Ghost in the Shell thing with Scarlett Johansson as Kusanagi, that's such a dumb argument because like the thing is, in Ghost in the Shell, Kusanagi's body isn't her original
Yeah.
body. Remember, it's her.
yeah, that's the whole point. Is she's supposed to be a spirit in a shell? Like,
Yeah,
she's-
hence the name Ghost in the Shell. Like,
yeah.
So it's perfectly okay to cast Scarlett Johansson to play Mitoku Kusanagi because we don't know what her old body looks like, right? Even in the manga and stuff, we didn't know. Even in the novels, we didn't know.
we never know. That's one of the biggest cliffhangers.
Hmm. So I have no problems with her attaching herself to the movie because
Well-
it's gonna bring some more attention to it at least. I mean,
that's good for me. Just don't make her Asian then. Don't spend money on CGI.
Yeah.
yeah, no. If they do that, I'll be offended. Honestly,
Wait.
it's blackface at this point.
He said, "I'll be offended."
Hey,
That's blackface at this point.
Takes to CGI something like that.
Well, you do that. You have to do
Yeah,
that.
that
Wait,
shit
wait.
takes too long to try to CGI that.
Going back to Zack Snyder for a little bit. Do you guys remember when he said Batman and Superman are transcendent and not flavor of the week like Ant-Man?
No.
I remember reading that in an interview. And now that I've seen Batman versus Superman maybe like 4 or 5 times, I've seen it a lot.
It's a lot.
I can't believe he would call Ant-Man flavor of the week, but look at Batman versus Superman and say this is good. I'm proud of this.
You know, I movies are hard to talk about. I learned because movies are always like they're kind of subjective more. It's more about like your like if you
Opinion, right?
like yeah, like if you like the DC Cineverse, you're gonna defend them hardcore. You know, if you're like me who hates them all with a fucking passion, even if they're good, there's DC movies that are good, and I see them. Like, or for example, when the Dark Knight trilogy came out, people fucking loved that.
I
You
think
know,
they should stick to
every
their
single
animated
movie,
series.
I will be in theaters. I'm like, why did I pay to watch this shit? You know what I mean?
I didn't see none of the Batmans in theaters. Like I literally waited till it was like a DVD kind of thing. Like I don't.
But like, do any of you guys actually like the trilogy though?
I,
You know, I didn't think Batman Begins was that bad, to be honest.
I thought you know, even though I hate the whole Ra's al Ghul thing, I really enjoyed fucking watching Bane break Batman's back. Like I thought that was fucking epic.
Even Bane was portrayed so horribly. I mean, Jesus Christ, that Bane was sad. Now
He was a regular guy, really.
yeah. Now here's the thing.
No, for
with,
sure.
With Batman Begins, Scarecrow should never be a standalone villain. I mean, he's not a standalone
He's
villain.
not. Yeah, he's not intimidating
You know
enough.
who should have been? Bane sounded like the English butler.
The one thing I'll say about that Bane though was that the memes from him were golden. Like
Oh
everything
my
they
God.
post
Or
that.
the videos. There's like, have you seen Bane Cat yet?
Yeah, all the Bane posting is great. Like
I think DC should mainly stick to its animated series though. I like the
Yeah, well, yeah.
animated way more.
Honestly,
than,
I want to say this because it was in the chat. I completely think Deadpool is overrated. I do not
Thank
think that
you.
was a good. I do
Oh my
not
God,
think
thank
that
you.
was a good movie. Like it was all right. Don't get me wrong, it was all right. But compare it to the
space.
rest of the Marvel universe. Compare it to the rest of the Marvel movies, and you're gonna tell me that it was good?
Batman Arkham Knight did a good job with Scarecrow as an amazing main villain. See, but here's the thing though. I don't think Scarecrow, and this is me even with comic books. This is not me talking about the movie. This is me talking about like the actual character. So I know it came off as me bashing the movie. I don't think Scarecrow should ever be a standalone villain. There's just villains that should never be standalone villains.
But why Scarecrow? Like all the villains that Batman has that they could have used as the starting point of that series. Why Scarecrow?
See, in reality, I think they should have used the Penguin and Scarecrow. That's a great combination.
He said Deadpool is a 10 out of 10.
No. Here's the thing. Here's how I feel about Deadpool. Deadpool was a great success for Marvel.
I think the production was awesome. Like the way that they advertised it, they hyped it. Like all of that was awesome to see from how they went about the movie. But just me personally, like when I watched the movie, it didn't impact me in any way. I didn't feel any different. Like it was just like it was just another movie to me.
See,
I don't know.
what scares the shit out of me is the fact that
Oh, he went and got his Deadpool hat. He was like, "Oh, we're talking Deadpool."
that's awesome. I didn't even notice. You actually have a jacket right behind you.
I do.
Yeah.
I got actually
These guys.
Right here.
It's too fucking hot to put
My room
on.
is full of like One Piece and anime stuff, so I'm not in the comparison of this, but
See, here's my thing on Deadpool. I hate that Deadpool is so successful and was so good because for the last 3 years we've been talking about Loki having a movie, which is fucking
Oh,
insane.
please.
God, right?
Please don't give him a movie.
Loki has always been a cool character, but he only became cool because of the actor playing him.
Yep.
Right now, because you have 12-year-old girls in Tumblr who worship him, and you actually have some adults because I know my girlfriend likes him a lot. So, but
he's also
yeah,
He played a good Loki, but I don't think he needs his own movie. I
Because
don't. I
I'm
never think this character should get a movie because of the actor. Ever.
Yeah,
Never.
definitely. And the movie keeps getting rejected because they're like, well, how will we work that? He's not a villain, blah, blah, blah.
He's not a hero.
With the success of Deadpool, it scares the shit out of me because now they can very easily, we know that they can change things in the cinematic world. They change things all the time, right? So imagine if they change Loki where he's good for a little bit, you know what I mean? Like 2-3 movies. And then he
put a
goes
Captain
putting on
America
swag.
jacket on. He's all, let me put my Marvel on.
Hey,
Just all put it on swag.
I used to have that sweater too.
I got the best shirt right here, Seth Rollins. I'm just going to put
Oh
that out
my
there.
god, don't even get me started with Seth Rollins, okay?
I'll go
Seth
find my Green Lantern shirt real quick if I have to.
Roman
Let me
Reign
get
over
my
there.
Wonder Woman underwear. Hold up. Like that.
Let me go get my Roman Reigns shirt on.
No, don't do that. Nobody wants to see that. Oh, you got a figure too.
Yeah. All right, look, I'm gonna tell you. I'm
I
gonna
got
tell
one
you.
too.
I'm
Oh
gonna tell
shit.
you a big reason why I don't like Deadpool, because he is just a parody of fucking Slade.
But he's funny though. The thing about Deadpool is that's his whole point. He's a parody. He's a comedy act, and when you take him for that, he does a good job with that. You know.
I love Deathstroke. Deathstroke is one of my favorite characters, so it's just hard for me to take that serious.
That's true. I'll give you that, John.
You can only break the fourth wall so many times until
That's a
it
lot
stops.
myself.
You know,
It stops being funny after a certain point.
Yeah, like with the Deadpool movie, I enjoyed watching it, but I also I can I can see why people who actually read the comics wouldn't like it. But then again, you have to think of it the same thing John said, with your stepdad. He just watches these movies and that's it. I think Deadpool, for what it was worth for that target audience, it was obviously really successful.
Yeah, it
For
was
me-
a successful movie. I would say that it was a very successful movie.
No, and like like I said, the production and the way they went about it, like what they did for the fans was awesome. Like the way that they went about it and made it like a big like you felt like you were part of it. Like it was a big fucking experience. It almost felt like it was a Star Wars movie. Like that's how big it was. Like it was big, and like that part of it I really enjoyed. But that, like I'm saying, just the quality of the movie, its hype is bigger than what it is. Like when you watch the movie, I didn't like it was pretty short, and when I left, I didn't leave thinking anything differently. It didn't make me like the character anymore. If anything, it made me like the character less. And
No,
So Goku, I got a question for you though. Out of all
Yeah.
the hero movies you've seen, what movies are like a 10 out of 10 to you? What movies do you think were like perfect the way
I
that
don't
they
think
were
that
done?
exists.
Guardians of the Galaxy was pretty good. I don't know if it was 10 out of 10, but it was pretty good. Aside from Guardians of the Galaxy, I really like the Iron Man movies. I kind of like Captain America movies. I'm not a big Marvel person in general, so it's kind of hard to compare because I'm a DC person
Well,
and I
I'm
prefer
talking
to
about
watch
DC
DC
too.
movies.
I'm talking
Yeah, I
about
know.
superhero and movie in general.
Honestly, most of the DC movies that have came out have been pretty crappy, and so I don't know. It's just really hard to get into that. If we were talking about animated movies, I could tell you a whole bunch of animated movies I like as far as DC goes, but I don't honestly, dude. Like until like the last like 10 years, I thought all the other comic book movies were really fucking cheesy. Like the old school, like the Phantom and like all that kind of shit. Like they're just I don't know. They come off cheap to me.
Sophie, have you seen Deadpool?
Uh,
You have. What would you say? How would you?
I actually really liked it.
Yeah.
The only problem I had with it was that there were kids in the theater, so I felt kind of
Yeah.
uncomfortable
Yeah,
at
yeah.
times.
That was a big thing. A lot of my friends were.
You know what? The first Avengers, the very first Avengers, I thought that was 10 out of 10. I didn't like Age of Ultron that much, but the first Avengers was a 10 out of 10 for me.
The first
I had
Avengers was good. I will say this, and you guys know I'm very partial to DC. I will say this: when I saw the first Avenger movie, for a franchise that I don't care. I don't
Yeah,
hate.
it
I
definitely
don't
caught
hate
your
Marvel.
attention, though.
I just don't care for Marvel that much. I will say this: Avengers was really good. My problem with Avengers was that it was too short. It was too short for me. I think I wish Avengers, which a lot of people complained the movie was too long, but to bring characters together like they did, I think they did it in a very fast fashion. But even then, I still think the movie had. I think the movie had comedy at the right places, which is something that the reason I don't like Marvel films is because they try to go comedy all through every fucking scene. I think they put the comedy in the right places and there's drama where drama actually goes. Also, I like it because there's actually no love interest here.
Well, the movie was well put together. I would say that. It was
Yeah.
a good movie.
I'm a DC person, and still I feel like the Marvel movies are way better at this point, just because like I don't enjoy how I feel like DC's trying to play catch up instead of just working at their own pace, and now I just feel like everything's being crammed. Like my one complaint about Batman versus Superman is that there was just too much in it. Like there was so much tidbits of random stuff that wasn't like it just really didn't need to be in there. Like all the stuff with like Darkseid and like Batman's nightmares and like when they try to show like the Flash coming through time to warn him and all that shit was just weird to me. And then on top of that, I don't like how it just seems like Batman is just way older than Superman. Like I feel like they're supposed to be in the same age group. I don't know. That just feels weird, and I feel like it was just way too soon to kill Superman. Like just off the very first movie, like
Not only kill him, but bring him back too.
yeah, exactly. Like they're doing like the whole Doomsday storyline, and I feel like that should have been done way later. So
They're actually doing the Dark Knight Rises storyline, but they changed it where instead of in the Dark Knight Rises you have it where Batman's actually the one that dies and Superman goes to or Clark Kent, goes to the funeral and he hears the heartbeat inside the coffin, and that's where it ends, implying that Bruce faked his death. Later on, we find out why he faked his death, and I feel like in here they're doing it the other way around. I think they're switching it in here because we know that Zack Snyder said that his favorite comic book is the story of Batman, the Dark Knight Returns. Yeah. So
Yeah.
That's my take on it. I don't know if that's factual, but
Going off of what Uzumaki just said, I do think the 3-hour movie will be a lot better, and I kind of wish they would have just released that one instead. Like, I feel like the fact that they're going so gritty with it anyways, they might as well release rated R movies. It's kind of stupid to be gritty and then not go all the way. It's like standing in the middle. I don't really like that. And Jesse Eisenberg is Lex Luthor. I actually liked it. I liked that he played. It kind of came off more as like comedy. I feel like he was like the comedy relief of it, and I liked how it. In my opinion, he just like had this like madness to him. Like when he had that whole conversation about the painting, how it should be turned upside down, like because we know the demons really come from the sky. I thought that was pretty fucking cool. I enjoyed that, and I don't know. I like the idea of Lex Luthor being like this person that is supposed to be about humanity, and then like instead of it being like in the comics of the show, he just comes off as really like arrogant or just like superior. But like with the movies, I kind of feel like he has an inferiority complex. Like he feels like Superman or all these other people are just like so much stronger, so much bigger than he is, that he feels like threatened. Like the way he described the need of kryptonite and preparing for it and stuff like that. I like that. I feel like Wonder Woman, Ben Affleck, and Lex Luthor were the best parts of the movie, and for different reasons. Ben Affleck had the best acting. Wonder Woman had the best character appeal, like really learning about her backstory and what she has going on. And then Lex Luthor was just different than what I expected. It was unique. So that was part of the reason I like those characters.
see, and here's where I disagree a little bit with you was we all know what Lex Luthor is supposed to be like. They changed something here. That's fine, whatever. If you like that, do you know who Maxwell Lord is?
Yeah.
Okay, Maxwell.
I'm currently on I just finished Supergirl, the season finale.
But do you know who he is before Supergirl, or did you learn about him in Supergirl?
I knew about him slightly from the comics. Like I knew about him as like the telepath and stuff like that. But I'm not gonna say I just know tons of shit about him.
Okay. The J.C. Eisenberg should have played Maxwell Lord if they ever did a live-action adaptation of Supergirl, or actually not even, because Maxwell's not even a Supergirl villain. He's actually an all-around DC villain.
Yeah.
If you guys don't know who Maxwell Lord is, he's basically a human who becomes a better human later, but that has nothing to do with the story. He is afraid of aliens. He hates aliens. He is afraid of anything that can be more powerful than him. He tries to get power through technology and finding these artifacts around the world. I feel like the role that J.C. Eisenberg played in Batman vs. Superman was perfect for him to play Maxwell Lord. Maxwell Lord is very charming. He's very smart. He's very he does things in a whim, but they're actually not a whim. He plans these things out. He fears. He has the biggest fear of Kryptonians, like actual fear. He's not scared of them. Like he has a phobia of Kryptonians because he knows that any minute they can crush him just like this. And because of that, he starts creating synthetic kryptonite. He starts creating, he creates a suit that overheats in case Martian Manhunter ever tries to get near him. He becomes, he creates an anti-hydration, or a hydration, I guess I call it, device for Aquaman. Like he actually goes and hunts down the heroes, because he thinks that the world will be better off without the heroes themselves, which it's actually not a bad philosophy, because
no heroes, no villains.
No heroes, no villains. You have villains, but not super villains. But
yeah.
I think Jesse Eisenberg would have played an amazing Maxwell Lord. And actually, Maxwell Lord is actually one of my favorite villains in DC. He's actually one of my favorite lesser villains, because he's not really a bigger villain. I mean, he gets taken down by Nightwing. So
like my whole I guess view on that, or speaking on that, is that like based off of what we've seen of Man of Steel to this movie and stuff like that, it's safe to say that Superman is not experienced yet. He's a lot behind Batman. Batman seems like he's already over the hill. He's already kind of fed up with everything. And like that being said, I feel like it would be really weird if we had this fully developed Lex Luthor that was already at this evolved mindset, and then Superman is still not there yet. So it's like I prefer to see where he's at now, and then see him go through prison and go through all these different transitions and phases, and get the character
I don't mean to
development.
cut you off, but later, Clay. I saw you said you had to go.
Yeah,
dude.
Oh, yeah, I see that. Yeah, later.
Thanks for being a part of this.
I might come back if you guys are still on. I just gotta go to the store.
Okay.
See, and part of and this is where like in the movies things get crazy is they can change characters so easily. I think changing a villain, I think changing a hero makes more sense than changing a villain because what people forget is that the villains is what makes the hero. You know, if there's no villain, I mean, if there was no sun that came to Earth to destroy it, Superman would have never put on the, he would have never done shit about it. You know what I mean? Same thing
No,
with,
for sure.
yeah,
It's
like,
supposed to be like a calling kind of thing. Like
Yeah,
if there's a
so-
calling.
I always felt like changing the hero, that's fine. If you want to change a hero's ethnicity, if you want to change a hero's accent, I never believe in changing a hero's gender. As that's one thing that I feel like should never be. You know, that
Like
should be
turning
set in
Thor
stone.
into a woman in the Marvel reboot.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I think the villain should be untouched, which is part of why I want to see, because we know that Batman is a
I'm just
You
laughing
know
because
that-
Uzumaki be hating, dude.
I know that in the Suicide Squad movie we're gonna get Batman. I am very interested in the relationship that Joker and Batman are gonna have here, and specifically I want to see Jared Leto's and Batfleck's relationship as actors and show that into the movie because we all know that Batman and Joker have the best chemistry of any villain. Okay, no, second best chemistry between hero and villain. And I feel like if they can play this off, the next Batman movie should have Joker as the villain. Even though I'm an advocate for not having Joker as a villain because Batman has way better villains, I actually do think that if his performance is really good, he needs to be the next villain. Get him out of the way, bring him up later by having him team up with another villain. I always said Riddler, Joker, and Lex Luthor working together has been my favorite like pairing of villains. Of course, you have Deathstroke in the mix. He always gets paid off. But those two
I was just
when they
gonna
work
say
together,
Deathstroke has to be involved for like if we're creating like the ultimate team of DC villains, like
Yeah.
because there's points like if you really get into the comics where Deathstroke is literally fighting the whole Justice League by himself.
yeah, Deathstroke's really good. The problem with Deathstroke is that there's been so many times where Deathstroke will fight Batman, and Batman will just say, "Oh yeah, I'll give you double what they're giving you," and he's like, "Okay." See, Deathstroke doesn't have a.
He doesn't have honor. He doesn't have a code.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
he goes by money. He goes. He's an assassin. You know what I mean?
I
So he
I
goes by
like
the
that though. He's like a cell sword. It's like fucking straight fucking Game of Thrones status. Just who's got the most money?
Yo, speaking of Game of Thrones, who watched episode 1?
Yo, I did a review. I hadn't made a video in so long, and because of that, I started making videos again.
Actually,
Man,
watch Game of Thrones.
I have so many ideas for how they're gonna diverge from the book. Like they're totally gonna give Sansa like Lady Stoneheart stuff from the books. Like
No, you know what I think? I think that they're giving Stannis' storyline to Sansa. You know what I'm talking about?
oh yeah, that's a good point too. But I mean,
Because look at because in the books Davos is gathering all the houses of the North to fight under Stannis to regain the North, but obviously we know in the show that Stannis isn't around no more, and Davos is going to play a big role obviously in this season. So I feel like the most obvious thing is like after we see the return of Jon, that he goes and he starts gathering houses of the North for Sansa, because in those trailers that we've seen Sansa back in the Stark fucking clothing and bodies or whatever, and she has armies with her. So it's like, where else could she get an army besides the other houses of the North? Like,
yeah, that's a really good point. Like they're probably gonna do that, but I feel like there's gotta because they're not gonna do Lady Stoneheart in the show. Like there's no way.
no, yeah, they already said they're not doing it. I feel like it's too confusing to have too many characters coming back. Jon Snow should be the only person revived.
Yeah. So I think they're gonna give some of her bits, maybe because now that since you have Podrick and Brienne with Sansa, they might do that one twist at the end of Dance of Dragons, like with you know what I'm talking about, right? With Lady Stoneheart and with Podrick and Brienne.
Yeah,
I
know.
I think they'll probably do that with Sansa. Maybe.
It's
I mean-
possible. I would say it's an A or B kind of thing. Like those are their two choices. Like there's not much other options to go with Sansa at this point, because like you've already dragged her through the mud and done so many like things needed for character development. Now it's just time for the rise. Like, and the thing that I got, the biggest vibe I got off of watching the trailers was that this season is all about the females. You know, this season in particular is all about the females changing who they are, like as far as evolving. Like we're gonna see Arya turn into a fucking badass ninja. Like we're gonna see Sansa become the Queen of the North. We're gonna see Cersei fucking rage war until she dies. Like a whole bunch of fucked up shit is gonna happen.
All I'm saying is with
Yeah.
Cersei, she's gonna go full Mad King, and Jaime's gonna be right beside her the same way he was back with the first Mad King. Like it's gonna be just like that.
I've always expected Jaime to kill her, and I still do to this point. Like
He's
I
gonna
expect
kill you to slay again. It's
that's what he's an oath breaker. At the end of the day, he's an oath breaker.
yeah. There's
So
literally
it's like
an episode called Oathbreaker. So
yeah, and I think it's a throw off. I don't think it's really about Brienne. I think it's about him. Because
that's a lot of people are saying.
he gave her Oathbreaker, and what honestly, the end of that episode was so fucking rewarding for me because I've been saying since like way back then that Melisandre was some really old ass chick using magic, and it's just like I was just waiting for it to come to revelation in the show, and the fact that they showed everything with glamour, I feel like I know exactly what time frame she's from and what is going on right now. Like I don't know if you read all the other books, but
do
I've
you
read
follow the theory
every
about
book
her
hers.
being a Targaryen?
No, I don't agree with that. My whole thing on her is so the fact that she uses glamour and how old she is, I think it's really safe to say she's from the era of like Aegon and Brynden Rivers and all that stuff that was going on. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know that whole
Yeah.
theory. Like, because around the same time as we read Raven and all that shit. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, I believe she's from that scene because I mean, look at her and then look at fucking the Three-Eyed Raven and then look at I can't remember his name, the Maester that had just passed away from the wall.
Oh yeah, Aemon was.
Yeah.
Wasn't he?
Yeah, they're all in the same age group. If you look at them when she was old, and on top of that, like when you read like some of her POV chapters or anything from the books, we know that she used to be a slave and she was bought in a lot, and that's real similar to fucking Varys, but it's the opposite. Varys was like a rich kid, and he was bought by the Red Faith, and they pretty much chopped off his dick and used it for magic. So like I'm waiting.
Pretty hardcore.
I'm waiting to
I
see
just
how.
want to say that it's pretty hardcore.
I'm waiting to see how that's all intertwined because the whole thing about red magic is it's pretty much blood magic. Like there's always a sacrifice or some kind of loss involved. And I mean, even when like we had I forget his name, but Darderic or something like that, the guy that was tasked with killing the mountain, when he was being revived with the kiss of death or the kiss of life or whatever, he kept losing his memories and he kept losing himself. On top of that, now that goes into the whole Lady Stoneheart thing. And I just think that we need to see a lot more of a change. Like as far as the Red Faith goes, it's the only magic that we've seen actually relevant in the show, aside from the White Walkers. Like we haven't seen much other magic, and so I'm feeling that like especially because they showed in the trailer all the other Red Priestess, and then I don't know if you read the books, but you see all the stuff about the High Priestess and everything happened in fucking Volantis and stuff like that. I feel strongly that she's from that time period, and that a lot of what's going on is another plan made by somebody else. Like we haven't seen the character that's really pulling the strings yet. If you get what I'm saying, like there's somebody in the Red Faith, because everybody that we've seen, like Melisandre and all them, they're all like low. They're like basically maesters. They're low maesters. But in the books, we see that there's like high maesters, and that's why they have those chains and those rings, because they have different ranks. And I think the same thing is with the Red Faith. At some point, we're gonna see like some guy that's like 1,000 years old, and he's been fighting the war against the White Walkers since like the very beginning or something. You get what I'm saying? Like I think this war goes back to the very beginning of when it all started, before the First Men, before all that, like the Children of the Forest. And
It's like some
the Red
Azor
Faith.
Ahai kind of shit going on then.
Exactly. Like,
Well, guys, I don't really cut you guys off, but I'm gonna have to get off, so I'm gonna go ahead and start wrapping this up right here.
All right, Goku. You and I are gonna talk about this later, okay?
He's all we gotta talk. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so thank you guys for being a part of this as always. It's always nice to have you guys here talking with you guys. For anyone viewing, you should check all these guys out. They all have channels, every single one of them. Bailey, she's a cosplayer. You should check out her cosplay page. Goku, Goku of Light, he does YouTube videos. You should check him out. You have my boy Donkey Punch right here. He also does YouTube videos. Uzumaki Clan, and Zolfi. So everybody here has a YouTube channel. All of their channels will be in the description. As soon as I end this, I am gonna add all of their channels.
Hold on, don't end it yet. Don't end it yet. I want to sell myself. You didn't sell me right, okay?
Okay, go ahead.
Goku like YouTuber, cosplayer, and former professional gamer. Okay,
Okay.
keep it 100.
All right. Well, that's that. So, thank you guys for being here, and thank everybody for watching. And hopefully, we'll have another one of these soon.
And soon, you guys will get the Uzumaki clan versus Goku Light debate. Look for it.
All right. All right, guys. Well,
You guys have a good
later.
one. Later. Add me, whatever else. Take it.